Christian world.
Right.
It's just compliment. It's not because you're still doing exactly the same thing as saying I'm not getting married. Because just because you say I'm getting married, that's not God's will. So you very well just might be that single person. You understand? It's just like somebody saying, as soon as we all did it. As soon as we came over to Christ, I'm not sinning no more. I'm gonna do right. Jesus, I promise. If you do this, I'm gonna do this all my life. And then we go ahead and we mess up, we sin. So it's like, yeah, you can say a lot, but what happened to if it's God's will? You can very well say, I'm gonna stay single if it's God's will. Right now, I'm just focusing on God. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not yearning for a man. You know what I'm saying? Or the vice versa, a man's not yearning for a female. But it's like I think we get into an area and it's just like, yeah, that's it. This is my calling. This is what I'm gonna do. It feels good right here. You basically we stay in a comfort zone, and we love this comfort zone, and we just like don't move me out this comfort zone. Like no, I want to be moved, but don't move me out this comfort zone. So it's like I don't. That's why I said you very well might be single. If that's what your calling, that's you. Is he said that you can do a lot more work being single than tied to a man at home, right? Especially with this society we live in. But for those out there who's saying that's it.
You know what? Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and let me get on my brother Paul. Okay, you heard about the Apostle Paul. Now this is 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Okay, and I want to get. Let me see where I'm at. I want to get to right here, verse 6. It says, "Now as a concession, not a command." So he's making. He's not commanding them to do this, but he's giving them like an opinion or an advice. I say this, I wish that all were as I am. Okay. But each has his own gift from God, right? One of one kind and one of another. It says, to the unmarried, this verse 8, to the unmarried and to the widow, I say that it is good for them to remain single as I am, but if they cannot exercise self-control, they should not marry. For it is better to marry than to burn with passion. Okay, Paul was making a suggestion. Let me just answer this question. Paul was making a suggestion. He's like, look, this is not a command. This is just, something like an advice or my opinion that I'm telling you. I would, rather see you guys single than married, right? He said, I would rather see, like me. Now, Paul was single. He didn't say God called him to be single. He didn't say God called. He chose to, that's what I interpret in the scripture. He chose to be single, right? And it says that, but each has his own gift. When I look, his own gift from God. So that means gift, an ability. Something that you are able to do. And I feel like what he was telling him, if you are able to stay single, go ahead and do it. But if you're not able, and also he was also saying marriage was a gift as well, or an ability. If you can stay married, I think that is a great gift. Okay, because first of all, you gotta love, you really showing the love of Christ because you loving somebody unconditionally. But he was also saying that marriage is a gift and singlehood is a gift. And I feel like if you are able to be single, and it's from you, like God has given you that gift, but I feel like a lot of times people are like, oh, how do you know? How do you know? Well, I know because I know. Just like you know you were supposed to be married, I know that I'm supposed to be single. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Let your glory fill this place. Let your all-consuming fire fill this tabernacle. Purify our hearts. Surround us in this place. Want you to breathe new life within us. Send a refreshing, Lord. Purify our hearts. Let your glory fill. Let your glory fill this place. Let your all-consuming fire, yeah. Yes. Surround us in this place. Surround us in this place. Breathe new life. Oh, within us, Jesus. Oh, yes. Come on, let's ask for the rain. How many need a miracle from the Lord today? Say, rain on us. Rain on us. Somebody might need him to breathe. Oh, shower down. Shower down. Send your spirit, Lord. Let your all-consuming fire, yes, fill this time. Yeah, purify us. Surround us in this place. Surround us in this place. And breathe new life. Breathe new life, Jesus. Come on, all over this room tonight. Lift that hand to heaven. Ask the Lord tonight. Hey, rain. Rain on us. Lord, breathe. Jesus. Shower down. Shower down. Send your spirit, Lord. Hey, rain on us. Lord, breathe. Shower down. We need your power. Send your spirit, Lord. Hey, rain on us. Breathe on us, Lord. Shower down. Shower down. Shower down.
But see, that's what it is. It's just like, if your focus is on something, then you're gonna get it. It's just like, that's like when you were saying that, oh, if a guy comes to if a guy comes to Eminem and be like, yo, lovey-dovey, and then she's just gonna forget. No, because if Mara's mindset is on she gonna stay single, she gonna push that guy out the way. She gonna make sure, without her even knowing, she gonna do certain things that's gonna irritate him. And he's gonna be like, because you know what, a lot of women be up in their house and be like, oh, I'm waiting for a guy, but they hanging around nothing but women. They staying in church all day, then they staying at home doing nothing. What they want a guy to do? Knock on the door, come in, do their laundry, something like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
you know what? I have to be honest.
I ain't gonna say it because
I don't. What? This is what I feel like. I mean, if you are a person that is in ministry and you love God full-heartedly and you are going to question His will, and a man do come, I don't believe he's coming in vain. God sent him. Yes. And if God did send him, then he know her heart. So if he sent him, whatever she's saying, okay, you know, I don't want to be married, this, that, and the other, whatever we see, if that man came and God sent him, she will receive him.
So you don't think that you can stop your own blessing? That just because you know, some people can't
you can.
Because you can be so caught up in ministry that you doing God's work, but you ain't doing God's work because you're not in the will. Because just like in the last days, you know, we're gonna come up and he's gonna be like, yo, I don't know you, but it's like, I cast out demons. I've been working for you. Now you know, because yeah, you was working, but you wasn't really working. You wasn't really lining up to my will. So she could very well be doing a great work, and I'm talking about bringing 500 people to Christ a night. And that guy was sitting right next to her for a full year, and she never paid attention because her mind was so focused on the people, and she never gave her heart. You understand? It's just like, that's why I said it's like our focus. It's like me. I wouldn't tell no guy to try to focus on a woman, as in I'm gonna get married as soon as. It's like that's not where your focus is. Our focus is to be disciples and to make disciples, and in doing God's work, it's just like our blessing.